When Steel talks, everybody listens.
This is When Steel Talks, and we're here this afternoon with Mr. Rico Hunt, a performing artist in his own right, but also in the New York pan scene, a pianist and an educator, a composer, and, we just want to really get to know you a bit more and share more of you, the person, as well as the performing artist, with the global steel band community. So thank you for giving us this opportunity to sit with you and have a chat.
I actually appreciate it, man. Thank you. I've definitely been watching a lot of your interviews, and I've definitely been on it as well. I was waiting for my opportunity, so hey. I'm happy I finally got it.
And we're happy to actually, get it happening. So tell us, who is Rico Hunt?
Okay, so I am a hip-hop artist, songwriter, arranger, like you said as well, a composer. When it comes towards steel pan, I'm from Brooklyn, New York. My family's from Trinidad, but of course I rep USA, but still it's deeply embedded in my system. So everything dealing with steel pan, everything dealing with music just came from the upbringing from my mom.
Okay, and so, you're an educator as well at this point.
Yes, I definitely teach with CASYM. I teach the CASYM Class 1 and Class 2. Sometimes it alternates, but yeah.
So tell us how you became involved with the steel pan instrument.
So my mom got me introduced to steel pan when I was about like 6 years old. I joined CASYM when I was like 6, and I've been with the band ever since. Of course, my mom's Trinidadian, so she wanted me to be with the culture and keep the culture going.
Did she play by chance?
She never played, no, but she always loved it.
And she enjoyed seeing you grow up into the art form,
exactly,
right?
Definitely. And because of pan, I was able to do more.
All right. So, who and what are some of your musical influences?
Steel pan wise, or just in general?
Both.
Okay. Kanye West, the artist.
Understood.
The artist Kanye West. Definitely old school people like Marvin Gaye, Al Green. I grew up on like Barry White and people like that. Frank Sinatra.
So R&B, soul, funk.
Yeah, exactly. But more on the hip hop side, of course, Kanye West, J. Cole, Big Sean. He's pretty dope. And every little piece of them, like every little things that I've learned from them,
what you've liked and
all embodied in my music, embodied in my message.
Interesting. So you wear different hats. You're a performing artist, educator, arranger, pianist, composer. Any preference? And how do they complement each other?
My preference, probably the songwriting and entertainment side. Yeah, having the opportunity to go through a certain feeling, write it down, and I have a cool way of making things rhyme. I don't know how, but I like real life situations and life experiences I've been through. I'm able to actually turn it into a song.
Stuff, I like it.
Yeah, I'm able to turn it into an actual song. So definitely the songwriting aspect. I like that more than anything.
So what keeps your creative juices flowing? Also in respect to pan, but of course with hip hop, etc.
Just honestly things I go through.
Life experiences.
Life experiences, yeah. Like every song on the album that I just recently dropped, you would be able to possibly relate to. Or there's people that have always told me like maybe not this song, but this song they're able to relate to because we all kind of go through it.
When did you start your hip hop career?
Honestly, in like 2010.
Okay.
Yeah, like 2010, I started my hip hop career.
But you were rhyming before, because you said you really liked it.
Yeah,
as a child growing up.
Exactly. In high school, I used to have like a couple of friends. We used to do like these little battles and things like that.
Okay.
But really, me breaking out, doing my own thing was like 2010. Yeah.
So tell us about your brand, Rico. It's respect, intelligence, cynical, and outstanding. How'd that come about? I
was sitting there thinking of different ways to, I guess, be different from everybody else. So I was like, why not turn my name into an acronym? But the actual brand and the movement is Fly Forever, which is a collective between me, my brother Justo, and a couple of other people who have messed with the movement, but also I've made music with. So like Elroy Primus or like Jelani Roberts, another person you guys had the opportunity of working with. I was able to work with him too. So just a small, big collective. Yeah.
Okay. So in your release, Brooklyn Found Virgo, now it contains the track called Loves of Each. And of course it features Elroy Panjabi Primus, you just mentioned him, and of course Vanya. And you introduce steelpan with the noted, the illustrious Devon Stewart.
Yeah.
So, you know, talk about how this all came together, and of course the crossing of your musical paths. Like we're talking vocals, we're talking pan, and we're talking hip hop.
Yeah. So I was going through a situation a while back, and the best way I know how to express myself is through writing.
Come to terms with it. Yeah.
Exactly. So I wrote this track, and you could ask anybody. I preach this all day. I can't sing. I cannot. But I could hold a note, and I know how to write. So I reached out to my best friend, who is also my promotional manager, Keisha, and I'm like, yo, listen, we need to find somebody who could sing this. And she's like, well, how about this person? How about that person? And we tested out a couple people, but it came down to Elroy, and he sang over the phone. And even though it's like a little bit distorted, he still sounded so good. So I was like, yo, bro, we have to go to the studio. Exactly. Exactly. And at that same time, I met Vanya at a showcase. So she didn't perform, but she saw me perform, and she came up to me. She was like, yo, you're amazing. I was like, thank you. She was like, I sing too. I was like, where?
Okay.
Took her information. We started talking a bit. And then from there, that's how me and her, our collaboration worked again. I mean, together for this song. When it comes towards Duvon, I think it was 2013 I met him. I think that's when he first played with CASYM.
Yeah.
And his energy, you know, he's just like his energy, he's just a cool ass guy. Oh, can I say that?
Yeah.
All right, cool, right. So he's a cool ass guy, right? And he's just really chill. So, you know, I didn't really do it because they won Panorama. It was just more along the lines like I want to work with him.
The chemistry is there.
It was just
and
there.
he's a performer.
Exactly.
I mean, just look at him when he's in front of a band.
Yeah.
And when he's transformed at that point. So look, yeah.
Exactly. Listen, I had so I talked to him. You know, I was like, yo, bro, I got the song. I would love to have a pan solo at the end of it. He was like, all right, well, you know, let me know after Panorama. But so I had to wait a whole 2 months, a whole month, and they won and everything. So he's still high off of the moment and everything. But I got him into the studio, and all four of us actually, we were there until maybe 4 or 5 in the morning. Yeah, I wasn't leaving until that sounded crisp. So had him in the studio till 4 or 5 in the morning, and he's amazing. Like literally, he could solo forever. So that whole portion at the end of Loves a Bee is him soloing. Yeah. And I remember the engineer was like, okay, well, we could take this piece and that piece and not all exactly. I was like, no. So like honestly, it took him 3 takes. 3 takes. So we have like honestly at home, I still have the waves, but I have like 3 amazing solos, and it just so happens we went with that one solo that sounded the best. And yeah, he's great, man. He's amazing. I know
talent coming together.
Yeah, you heard that solo. Come on, man. It's amazing. Yes,
we listened to it even before, like when we came in. I was like, yeah, this is cool.
Yeah.
So, who is your target audience?
Okay. Well, that's the thing. As bad as it sounds, I kind of don't like thinking like that. Okay. I make
Fair
music
enough.
that could kind of relate to everybody. So when I kind of zone in on exactly who, it kind of, I guess, not stagnant, but it kind of like cuts other people off from experiencing. So when I promote or when I put out my music, I kind of just target to everybody.
Because even if it's just a line in it, it could really relate. Someone can just be going through something at that moment, and it's like, yo, this is speaking to me, even though I'm older or younger. So yeah, I'm saying. Yeah.
Like for example, like the song was created in 2014, right? I didn't put it out until the end of 2017.
So around September, right?
Around September was when I dropped the album, and that song was on the album, and it still resonates with people.
Yeah,
you feel me? Like it's timeless. Like I like making music that's timeless, and it just so happens that something that was done so long ago can still be still attached to people or connect to people now.
What was interesting is when I first heard that, I didn't know it was you, and I was like, "This is cool." Just listen to those lyrics, and and then eventually, I heard it was you, and I was like, "Oh my God, this is great!"
Yeah.
And this meant a whole lot to me because I didn't know it was a pan player. I didn't know it was someone that I knew, and the lyrics did speak to me. Like, this stuff is dope. It was really cool.
That's dope.
So yeah, it worked. It worked. Yeah, indeed. Okay, so how do you define yourself? Hip hop artist, rapper, educator, arranger. I mean, how do you wish to be thought of or identified, generally speaking?
More along the lines of like an all-around entertainer.
Modern day newsman?
In
terms of like anything of the day, anything that resonates with anyone as well. Present day.
Yeah, I mean, how would I like to be viewed as, though? I mean, honestly, like, I just call myself an all-around entertainer.
Okay.
I grew up in a band that always kind of forced me to entertain, and then after that, it just kind of got built into my system. And then from there, like, any show I do, I give 110%. Like, you get your money's worth.
What type of stories you like to include in your music? Any focus at times, besides the natural inspiration that comes from life experiences? Anything additional?
I definitely like putting in current events, especially based on how the world is right now. So much things are going on. So of course, the majority of the current events that are happening, I like to embody in my music as well. And honestly, just the experience of how things are in my community. I like to put that into a majority of my songs so people can understand, especially if you haven't been from my hood or my neighborhood or anything. You get a chance to close your eyes and really envision what I'm talking about.
You want it to resonate with them.
Exactly.
Yeah, okay. So there's a recent Rolling Stone article about the artist Kodak Black, right? And of course, he has this piece of pen in it. It's really cool.
Yeah.
Runaway Smash. It's about almost 92 million views at last viewing and counting. What are your feelings in terms of the future of the fusion of pan and stuff like what he does?
Not trying to be salty, and it's funny because every time someone says, I feel like every time somebody says, I don't want to be salty, they're gonna be salty.
Just be frank.
But I definitely use pan before him in music. But whatever.
Obviously,
who am I? I don't know. I'm no.
Oh, obviously.
No, but I like where it's going. It's pan has been hidden for so long, and pan has been this like kind of percussion instrument that people really don't know, and now that it's kind of getting out there, I'm happy about it. Like majority of the time, hip-hop artists or people in the pop community don't really even use pan. They kind of like, it's a function on a keyboard, like on a MIDI keyboard. You can actually use it, and you can hear it sounds electronic. It doesn't really sound like a pan.
But in terms of a performing artist,
exactly,
another musician, a guitarist, a bassist, a
and
percussionist.
It's so many other songs. 50 Cent, not Kodak, but 50 Cent and like Soulja Boy and all these other ones, they use it on their little Casio or their MIDI keyboard, and it sounds so bad. But now that it is, crossing over, and people are actually like, let me get a steel pan player to be on a track,
like what you did,
like what obviously. I did, or Kodak, whatever. But yeah, it just feels better, and it brings a light onto our culture.
So from your perspective, is pan part of the music business?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I think so. I've definitely been on iTunes one time and I saw somebody has a pan album. So I mean, it's part of the music business. It gains revenue. Certain really good musicians that you guys have interviewed before make a living off of it, and they make a good amount of money off of it. So it could definitely be part of the music business.
Okay, you are probably aware that Kendrick Lamar got a Pulitzer Prize earlier on. So. What are your thoughts, on that personally? I mean, what crossed your mind when you first heard about it?
I was actually amazed. For some reason, hip hop still is kind of considered like this kind of like forbidden gangster thing, And it's not. Like, there's so many different types of hip hop music, whether it's, you know, boom bap or backpack or conscious rap, you know. But sometimes, anytime someone says rap, they automatically think you're going to talk about B's and H's and
interestingly enough,
Yeah.
that was not the genesis of rap.
Exactly.
Rap was conscious.
Exactly.
And it still is. It's just what is promoted,
Very
quote
true.
unquote.
Very
Yeah.
true.
So, hey.
So to see him,
Yeah.
you know, get a prize or get an award of that stature based off hip hop music is amazing.
Yeah.
You know, that just opens up the door for another person like myself or whoever is, you know, going after the same goal.
Yeah, okay. So you majored in the business of music at the College of Institutionality Research, and what has been, in your estimation, your biggest challenge so far as regards to the business aspect of things?
Business aspect. Well, I mean, always have your paperwork in order. Like, definitely always have to have your paperwork in order. Make sure that your copyrights are on point. Yeah, lawyers, everything. Like, just make sure everything is on point, especially when it comes towards the business side of it. I'm an underground hip hop artist, but I can already see that this business is shady. Like, I already go through it myself. So like, just have to watch who you have around you, as well as watch who you connect with, because they might say one thing, and later on down the line, whole different agenda.
So what would you change about the music business? What aspect of it, if you could?
Let's see, what do I change about the music business? I mean, sometimes they say you have to go with the times and you just keep, you know, flowing with the new movement. But what I would change is,
if you had control.
If I had control? I don't know, I still like physical albums. I would want physical albums to come back. Like, everything is super digital now, and it sucks, because I used to be hyped to get the CD and the jacket and open up and see all the credits and everything. Now I don't even know who makes whatever now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is a bit difficult.
But business-wise, you know, I would say more along the lines of, like, how exclusive it is. Don't get me wrong, it's cool because it's so exclusive, and like, you have to know this person to get on Jimmy Kimmel or this person to get over here or there. But sometimes there's other artists who are building the buzz and have a good following, and they should still be on that platform as well, but because they don't have this person to get to.
Connections, yeah.
Exactly. That's about it.
When it comes to Panorama, what do you enjoy most about the season, especially now that you've, you know, grown up through the ranks? I mean, you have several years under your belt.
Yeah, thanks. Competition.
Okay. The competition really does it for you. I love the
competition of it. Exactly. You know, there's a feeling when you're going up the ramp. You're taking it. Well, you know, you're either in the rack or you have your stand, and you're going up the ramp, and you're like, all right, this is about to happen. And, you know, and you set up, and then I don't know her name, but she's like, band number 3, you know that.
Yeah,
I forgot her name.
Gemma Jordan.
There we go. And as soon as she's done, and that pan knocks, I'm just ready for competition. It's just like, I'm giving it all, my all. Yeah, we cool. I'm cool with that person in Despers. I'm cool with that person in Crossfire.
But now it's like,
now it's gotta,
wheeling it out. And may the best band win.
Exactly.
Right?
You feel me?
Yeah, we do. What advice would you give to other people who are coming up in the art form, but they like what you do? They like the blend. They like the fact that, look, we can do hip hop, we can do rap, we can do R&B, we can do funk, and if you like rock, whatever, but have the pan out there, and, you know, with a person, live players actually playing, being part of it, you know, and yet they want to keep, you know, they want to stay true to pan, but they also want to make sure that they're part of the more conventional music scene. What kind of advice, based on your experiences, would you put out there?
Keep it authentic.
Okay.
Use actual pan players, use actual pan. Even if, you know, you don't know how to mic it, you know, talk to your engineer. Google it, YouTube, find different ways on how to actually record the sound of steel pan so you can influence it in your music. Pan is so universal that you can use it with anything. Like, for example, you guys know, like, majority of the time for these program concerts, these Christmas concerts, I never really teach or play soca or calypso or parang. I I teach Americanized music only for the simple fact that we can do it. You know, that's the coolest thing about pan.
It's just another conventional instrument. It's not restricted.
Exactly, but I don't know why some people feel that they can only do that, but explore it, you know? So for any other person that wants to do this and add it with funk or jazz, rock, rap.
It's just treat it like another instrument.
Treat it like another instrument. Don't just use your MIDI keyboard.
It.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. Because if you have a nice, sweet pan, it's gonna ring really nice on that microphone. Trust me.
Okay. What would Rico in 2018, present day, say to Rico from 2012? Say, for an example. Think about it.
I don't know. Like, it's a good question. Yeah, all right. Y'all on point. Oh, what would I tell myself?
Just think of your experiences along the way.
Watch your surroundings. Definitely don't be too friendly, man.
Okay.
Don't be too friendly.
Keep your circle tight.
Keep your circle tight. As a musician, always practice your craft. You know, back in 2012, I really wasn't. I always been serious about my music, but like really getting into the craft of, you know, doing my own music videos and production and everything in the studio. Like I have my hand in everything in the studio. And back in 2012, I wasn't like that. Back in 2012, I kind of was like, I just want to spit. I just want to spit and record my thing and let's go. But now I got the grasp of exactly how much of an artist I am or how much of an artist I can be. So if I had to go back, I would tell myself, listen, just work on your craft, man.
And creative control.
And creative control, of course. Of course, man. You know.
Wow, Rico Hunt, it has been really, really cool speaking with you. And
I appreciate that.
And having the opportunity just to get behind you and get into you a little bit more and what you've been doing. And look, you're young and there's a whole lot more out there.
I appreciate that. I appreciate your support. Man.
And you're good.
Thank you. I try, you know, for something.
Thanks, Rico. And you have a really tight team. You have people like Lakeisha, and you have other people who are with you every step of the way, so that's good.
Thank you.
Thanks for sharing with When Steel Talks and the global Steelman community.